What's up everybody and welcome to a new video. And in this video we're going to go over my notes for classes in Python. And here the first note states that classes add an additional layer for structuring code. And here I have an illustration to show what I mean by that. So here we have at the bottom the data types, data structures and control flow. So those are here those first three elements, and those are the fundamental elements that you need to accomplish a task. And those can be put either into variables and or functions. And one level above that, so to say, are classes. So if you have something to which on a conceptual level some variables and or functions might belong, then you can design that something as a class. So for example, let's say you would try to code the game Space Invaders. So in that case then, an enemy ship could be created as a class, and then some possible variables belonging to that class could be, for example, the X and Y position on the screen, or the number of points that the player gets for shooting down the ship. And then some possible functions that could belong to that class are moving the ship on the screen or making the ship shoot at the player. Okay, so this is what I mean by this note here that says that classes add an additional layer for structuring code. Then the next note is about how to use classes. And here I first want to cover here this asterisk. Namely, here it says that knowing how to use classes is probably more important than knowing how to create them, especially as a beginner. And that's because in order to accomplish a certain task, you most likely will need to make use of modules and packages, which we will cover here in a later video. And those modules and packages in turn, they often contain classes. So if you want to be able to use those modules and packages, then you have to know how to use classes. So therefore then I cover how to use classes first, and only after that then I cover how to create classes. Okay, so then here the first note is about instances. Namely, just like functions, classes need to be called to get executed. And this is called instantiation, i.e. creating an instance of a class. So to demonstrate that, I've prepared here this example class. So this is called here enemy ship. And then here, if I simply say enemy ship and run it like this, then you can see that this is class. So now let's call this class. So therefore we also need to use here parentheses. And then here in this case, we have to specify an X and a Y. So let's say that X equals 0 and that Y also equals 0. So if I run it like this, then we have now created an instance at this position here. So now let's store this instance in a variable. So let's simply call this here ship. And now if I run it like this, then the ship here is now an instance of the class enemy ship. Then the next note states that the class definition is like a blueprint, and an instance is a specific implementation of that blueprint. And you can create many different instances of the same class. So for example, let's call this ship here not just ship, but ship 1. And then let's create another ship, and let's call this ship 2. And here we're going to set X simply to 1. So if I run it like this, then we have now created two instances of the same class. And here, just as a side note, those values here, X and Y, they don't actually have to be different. You can also use the same. So for example, if I copy here ship 1 and then call this ship 3 and run it like this, then we don't get an error or anything. And I can also show that those here are three different objects simply by printing out those ships. So if I say here print and then ship 1, and then that also for ship 2 and 3, then here you can see that those are all three different Python objects. Okay, so with that then, we've covered here all my notes with respect to instances. Then the next note is about attributes. Namely, variables that belong to a class are called attributes, and you can access them via dot notation. So to show that, let's use here our ships. So for example, let's use here ship 1, and then if I say here dot and then invoke IntelliSense here of VS Code, then we can see these attributes or what attributes are available. So here we have X, speed, points, and Y. So let's print out here the X. So this is 0. Then let's also look here at the Y. So this is also at 0. Then let's have a look at the speed. So ship 1 speed. This is set to 1. And then the last one that we had was points. So let's also print that out. And here we can see that this is 10. So this is how you can access those attributes. And then here the next note states that you can override attributes simply by assigning a new value to them. So for example, currently our x is here at 0. So now let's set it to 1. So therefore we simply say here ship1.x. This should be equal to 1. And then if I print this out here, then you can see that x is now 1 and it's not 0 anymore. So that's here this third node. And then here the last one states that you can easily also create new attributes. So for example, let's say that we want to create an attribute that is called sheared. So currently we don't have that. So if I say here ship1 and then sheared, and if I run it like this, then you can see that we get an attribute error because here this object has no attribute sheared. So now what we want to do is simply assign a value to that. So if we say here, for example, true, then now we've created this attribute. And then here, if I print it out, so if I say here ship1 sheared, then you can see that the value for that is here true. Okay, so with that, then we've covered here all my nodes with respect to attributes. And then the last note is about methods. Namely, functions that belong to a class are called methods. And you can access them also by using this dot notation. So for example, if I then here again say ship1 dot and then here invoke IntelliSense, then you can see that we have here those two methods, so move and shoot. So let's first here use this shoot method. And here we also then need to call that. So if I run it like this, then it prints out here shot fired. So now let's also look at this move method. So we're going to say move, and here we're gonna move to the right. So now if I run it like this, then it says here moved right, and previously our x was here set to 1. So now if I look at this x, then you can see that now it has changed to 2 because we moved the ship to the right. Okay, so those are my nodes for methods, and with that now then we have covered all my nodes with respect to using classes. Then the next node is about how to create classes. And here, let's first cover the basics. Namely, here the first node states that the class keyword allows you to define your own classes. So let's do that. Let's say here class and then space, and then here you can provide the name of the class. So let's call this here enemy ship, and then you put in here a colon, and then here just as a side note, in Python you use here a camel case for naming classes. Okay, so then you press enter, and then here you can provide the respective code for the class. So for now, let's just use here a pass, and then here let's call this class. So let's say here enemy ship and then the parentheses, and then if I run this, then you can see that we create here an instance of a class. So therefore then let's again store this instance in a variable called ship. Okay, so this is then how you can use the class keyword to define your own classes. Then the next node states that any variable that you create within the class definition becomes an attribute of that class. So to see that in action, let's create some attributes for our class enemy ship. So let's call the first one points, and let's set this equal to 10. Then the second one should be here speed, and let's set it equal to 1. And then let's also create here x and y. So we're going to say x should equal 0 and y should also equal 0. Then let's run here these cells again. And now let's look at these attributes here for our ship. So let's say then here ship.points. So this is 10, and then ship.speed. Then we get here a 1. Then let's also look at the x and y. So we're going to say ship.x, which is 0. And then lastly ship.y, which is then here also 0. So this is how you can create attributes. Then the next node states that any function that you create within the class definition becomes a method of the class. So let's create here a method for our class. So let's simply call this shoot. And then here we're going to simply put in a print statement that says shot fired. And now let's try to run this method. So therefore then here we simply say ship.shoot. And now if I run this, however, then you can see that we get here a type error. And that's because in contrast to regular functions, there are some peculiarities with methods. And the first one is that when you define a method, the first parameter needs to be self. So here we actually have to put in a self. And then if I run it again, then you can see now our method works. So that's the first peculiarity. And the second one is then when you call the method, you actually don't need to pass a self. So as you can see here, we didn't pass a self and the method worked. worked. However, if I say now here self should equal 1 or whatever, then we get again here an error. So here we actually don't have to pass a self. So those are the two peculiarities with methods. The first parameter in the method definition has to be self, and then however when you call the method, you don't have to put in here a self. Then the next note states that self represents an instance of the class. In this way then, within each method, you have access to all the attributes and methods of the class. So to show that, let's create here another method. And here I've prepared the code for that. So let's copy and paste that. So here, this method is called move. And the first parameter is again self. And then here we have a parameter called direction. So if the direction is equal to right, then we want to increase our x here. And then print moved right. If the direction is equal to left, then we want to decrease our x and then print moved left. And otherwise we want to increase our y and then print moved down. And then here, lastly, then use or call our shoot method. So now, if I define the code like this, then now let's here call this move method. So we're going to say ship.move. And then here we're going to say down. So now if I run it like this, then you can see that we get here an error. And that's because to access here the attributes, those attributes here and this method, we actually have to use here self. So we have to say here self.x, then here as well. So self.x, then here we're going to say self.y, and then here lastly we have to say self.shoot. So now if we run it like this, then you can see that it now prints out here move down. So this code here was executed, and then it also prints out here shot fired. So therefore then here we called here this shoot method, because here we have this print statement shot fired. And then let's also now look at the y to see if this has here changed. So if we say here ship.y, then you can see that it's actually now 1 and it's not 0 anymore. So this is how you can use the self to access the attributes and methods of the class. And here I want to also cover here this asterisk. Namely, this simply states that additionally here the self, what it also does is that it also increases the readability of the code, i.e. you immediately know if a variable is an attribute or if it is a local variable of the method. So for example here, the self x and self y and self shoot, you know that these are attributes or methods of the class. And this direction here, because there's no self, then you know immediately that this is a local variable within this method. Okay, so that is the asterisk that I want to cover. And this is then how you can access all the attributes and methods of the class. So now let's go over these side notes here. And the first one is about what actually gets executed behind the scenes when a method is called. So to show that, let's again use here this shoot method. So if I say here ship.shoot, then we get here the result shot fired. And now what actually gets executed behind the scenes is the following. So if I say here enemy ship.shoot and then pass in here our instance and then run it, then you can see that we get here the same result. So this is what gets executed behind the scenes. So therefore then that's the reason why we don't to have here pass a self, because Python does that automatically. Okay, so that is the first side note here that I wanted to cover. And then the next side note states that the word self is just a convention. Technically, it could be anything else, which however is not recommended to do. However, just to quickly show that here, what you could do here is simply rename here the self in all these instances, for example, to anything. And if I run it like this, then you can see that our code here still works. Okay, so those are the side notes that I want to cover. And with that, now we've covered here all the notes with respect to the basics of creating classes. So with that, we've reached the end of this video. And then in the next video, we will go over my notes for the somewhat more advanced topics. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.